Everything about one's experience of living in Chicago can be traced back to segregation and race. This, according to our next guest. As part of WTTW's First Hand initiative, we produced a number of first-hand talks, each with a big idea for addressing segregation. One of those talks is delivered by community leader José Rico, Executive Director of Truth, Racial Healing, and Transformation Chicago. Here's a bit of his talk about how the city's long history of segregation has contributed to neighborhood disparities and community violence.
As a kid growing up in the hood, it was always great to be able to go downtown and watch a double feature at the Woods Theater, go to Ronnie's Steakhouse, and, often listen to the blues performance out in the streets. And when we would go back, I would like to wait at the L platform and see all the people in our city. It was one of the few places where we could all be together at once and just be. I got pretty good at guessing who was gonna get on the red line and on the blue line, and I always knew who was gonna get on the brown line. And when I would come home, I would see the huge disparity from looking at other neighborhoods where they had beautiful parks, clean streets, and places for families to go everywhere. And I started thinking, why is it that my community is so neglected?
And joining us now with more is José Rico, Director of the organization Truth, Racial Healing, and Transformation Chicago. José Rico, thank you so much for being here. I want to pick up on those comments that you made there, growing up in Little Village, going down to the movie houses in the Loop. How did those experiences help shape your view of what Chicago was and is?
Well, for me, I saw this as an opportunity for me to be able to share my story of belonging here in Chicago for the Mexican community and the Latino community at large. And, and as I was growing up and we would go downtown with my friends to actually see the rest of the city, where we saw people from different parts of the city really be together in one place and enjoy our company, enjoy and see how different people spoke, listen to some music. And then on the way back home on the train is when I started realizing how different my community compared communities on the train ride back. So it was really, for me, an opening to see not only how my community, was laid out and was designed, but also the amenities and the resources that neighborhoods around the Loop and in the near North Side had as compared to my community in Little Village.
And to that effect, I think we have a map of just how separated some Chicago neighborhoods are. And one of the things that you said in your talk was that growing up in Little Village, you knew where to get a gun before you knew where to get a job. Why do you think that is?
Well, I think part of it is, when we talk about the inequity that exists here in the city of Chicago, and we know through, Harvard researcher Raj Shetty that says that Chicago is actually the metropolitan area with the largest inequity of any city in the country. So if you live in Inglewood and Little Village and back of the yards, your life expectancy is lower. Your earning power is lower, and your ability for your educational attainment is lower simply because of the zip code that you live in. So for me, growing up as a teenager on the streets, being able to see guns and access to drugs and being, harassed by the police, that was a very common occurrence. I did not have an opportunity to know, how do I get an internship in one of the museums? How do I apply for a job, downtown? Or how is it that I'm able to go and, take part of one of the many great resources that our city has, because of segregation and how separate my community was from everything that the city has to offer.
And one of the points you want the audience to know in your talk is that you believe that this segregation, these inequities are by design. And in fact, it's not accidental that this happened, it was intentional. What do you mean by that?
Oh, it's very clear. If you look at, the latest report by the Chicago Federal Reserve, where, they released a study a couple of years ago that showed that $3 billion of wealth from Black families in the South and West Sides were taken by the real estate industry, developers, and banks to be able to take that money from Black families and go into those institutions. You know, Tanika actually documents that in her presentation. That's by design. Being able, you know, having schools that are under-resourced, where we see the low number of resources and budgets in schools for people that look like me. That's by design. All of these things are in policies and practices that have been established by our government, by our businesses, by different entities that have a long history of being able to be implemented to take away the resources that the city has. I mean, the city of Chicago is one of the biggest areas for GDP in the world. Yet again, we see that the death rates and the poverty rates are some of the highest in the United States. And so that's by design. There's no question about that. And there's a lot of research that we could point to why that's the case.
And despite this, you're pretty optimistic in your talk that you believe that this system can change in Chicago to benefit all communities. How do you believe that can happen?
Well, you know, I think one of the things that we know with Truth, Racial Healing, and Transformation, that's actually a strategic framework that Dr. Gail Christopher developed for over 30 years of research. And she developed this framework based on the work that other countries have taken to really confront racism in their societies. And we know that racism is a construct. It's something that we made up. We know that race is a social construct. We know that we all belong to one human family. And in order for us to actually change this inequity, it's not going to be done by programs. It's not going to be done by initiatives. It's going to be done by all of us really coming in through a process to understand how race really permeates everything, and then deciding how are we going to co-create a city where race and racism and those policies are a thing of the past, and where my wellness is not dependent on somebody else's lack of resources. And that's really what we need to design and work towards. But it involves all of us. It involves people from the north side and the south side. It involves churches and businesses. And we need to be able to really confront this together, because that's really the only chance we have to address this inequity that all of us are suffering from.
All right, and you can see Jose's firsthand talk as well as 5 others by visiting WTTW.com/firsthand. And now, our thanks to José Rico for joining us. José, thanks very much.
Thank you.